J. Edgar Hoover, Joe McCarthy, Roy Cohn, and the Politics of Insinuation, by Christopher M. Elias. Published by the University of Chicago Press. There is gossip, and in perhaps its most elevated form, there is history. The distinction between the two may not be so hard and fast as we might suppose. Robert Wernick. Introduction. The hearing room was sweating. Though the weather was mild, partly cloudy with a high of 74 degrees, the temperature inside the Senate caucus room kept climbing steadily. An ornate space designed for 300 occupants, on this day, it was packed with 800. Even congressmen were sometimes escorted out by apologetic Capitol policemen who cited fire codes. Klieg lights and television cameras cramped the chamber even further, and the heat from the bulbs pushed the temperature higher. But any discomfort felt by those in attendance was secondary to the need to broadcast the hearings to the 20 million people watching on television. The hearings became the most watched live event in television's infant history, offering a clear look at the phenomenon already known as McCarthyism, referring both to Wisconsin Senator Joseph R. McCarthy's campaign against communist subversives in the federal government and his controversial tactics. For over 4 years, McCarthy had mesmerized the nation and attracted millions of fawning supporters. He had created a serial drama that promised glimpses into the clandestine operations and backroom dealings of the era's most pressing geopolitical concern, the fight against communism. Since the end of World War II, the United States had been gripped by fears that the Soviet Union and the global communist movement were conspiring to destroy Western-style capitalism and democracy. That threat required constant vigilance against domestic subversion, and McCarthy's rapid rise to power had largely been fueled by his promise to protect the nation. But McCarthy and his crusade were deeply controversial. Critics accused him of trampling individual liberties, attacking innocent federal employees, flouting civil discourse, and fabricating evidence. Even members of his own party spoke out against McCarthy, charging him with promoting a national feeling of fear and frustration that could result in national suicide and the end of everything that we Americans hold dear. Now McCarthyism faced its most substantial test. The U.S. Army had accused McCarthy and his top aide Roy M. Cohn of seeking preferential treatment for G. David Schein, a recently drafted private who was both a McCarthy staffer and Cohn's close friend. In turn, McCarthy and Cohn charged that the Army was using...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?